Welcome, dear viewers, to another electrifying installment from the TV Days Drama Digest channel. Today, September 23rd, 2025, we're diving headfirst into the whirlwind of emotions, conflicts, and shocking revelations that unfolded on days of our lives. If you thought you'd seen it all in Salem, think again. This episode was a roller coaster of drama that left us all gasping for air. So, grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's unpack the chaos, heartbreak, and power plays that define today's unforgettable moments. Maggie versus Tony, a battle of words and will. The air in Salem was thick with tension today, and nowhere was it more palpable than in the fiery confrontation between Maggie Horton-Kyriakis and Tony DiMera. Maggie, with her signature blend of grace and unyielding resolve, has never been one to mince words. When she has something to say, the world stops to listen, and today, Tony was her target. The stakes? Nothing less than the future of her family's legacy, the Horton Empire, which Tony has set his sights on acquiring. Maggie's compliments to Tony weren't the warm, fuzzy kind. Oh no, they were laced with a sharp edge, a warning wrapped in Southern charm. As she stood in the Horton living room, her eyes blazing with determination, Maggie made it clear that she wasn't about to let Tony waltz in and seize control of the company her family built from the ground up. "You may think you're clever, Tony DiMera," she said, her voice steady but dripping with defiance, "but this is my family's legacy, and I'll fight you with everything I've got." Tony, ever the suave strategist, didn't flinch. He leaned back in his chair, a smirk playing on his lips, and countered with the kind of confidence that only a DiMera can muster. "Maggie, darling," he drawled, "business isn't personal, it's survival. And I always survive." The room crackled with electricity as their verbal sparring escalated, each word a carefully aimed dart. Maggie accused Tony of underhanded tactics, while he deflected with charm, insisting his intentions were purely professional. But we all know Tony. When has he ever played fair? This wasn't just a conversation. It was a declaration of war. Maggie's fierce loyalty to her family clashed head-on with Tony's relentless ambition, and neither was willing to back down. The Horton living room, usually a haven of warmth, transformed into a battlefield where every glance and gesture carried the weight of decades of history. Will Maggie's resolve hold firm against Tony's cunning? Or will the DiMera patriarch find a way to outmaneuver her? One thing's for sure, this confrontation is only the beginning, and Salem won't know peace until the dust settles. Titan takeover, a powder keg of rivalries. While Maggie and Tony's showdown set the stage for drama, the real chaos was brewing across town at Titan Industries. The corporate headquarters, usually a hub of calculated deals and power moves, descended into outright pandemonium today. The battle for control of Titan has reached a boiling point, and the players, Brady Black, Philip Kyriakis, Alex Kyriakis, and Xander Cook, are tearing each other apart in a struggle for dominance. Picture this: the sleek, glass-walled boardroom of Titan, where polished surfaces reflect the simmering rage of its occupants. Brady, with his cool-headed pragmatism, tried to steer the conversation toward strategy, but his words were drowned out by Philip's fiery accusations. "You've been undermining me from the start, Brady," Philip shouted, slamming his fist on the table. His face was flushed, his eyes burning with the kind of betrayal only a brother can feel. Alex, never one to shy away from a fight, jumped in, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Oh, please, Philip. If anyone's been playing dirty, it's you. Don't think we haven't noticed your little side deals." And then there was Xander, the wild card in this corporate poker game. Leaning against the wall, his arms crossed and a dangerous glint in his eye, he watched the chaos unfold with a predator's patience. When he finally spoke, his words cut through the room like a blade. "You're all so busy fighting each other, you've forgotten the real threat," he said, his accent sharp and his tone icy. "This company isn't yours to lose, it's mine to take." The room fell silent for a heartbeat, the weight of his words sinking in. Xander's ambition has always been a force to be reckoned with, But today, it felt like a storm gathering on the horizon. The tension wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal. Brady and Philip's sibling rivalry, Alex's desperate need to prove himself, and Xander's ruthless hunger for power created a volatile mix that threatened to explode. Papers were strewn across the table, voices overlapped in a cacophony of accusations, and the air was thick with mistrust. Even the employees outside the boardroom could feel the heat, whispering nervously about the future of Titan. Will these men find a way to work together, or will their egos tear the company apart? One thing's certain, the battle for Titan is far from over, and the fallout will shake Salem to its core. EJ's scheme, Stephanie caught in the crosshairs. Elsewhere in Salem, EJ DiMera was up to his old tricks, pulling strings from the shadows with the precision of a master puppeteer. Today, he cornered Stephanie Johnson in a quiet corner of the town square, his eyes gleaming with the kind of intensity that makes you question his every word. EJ is a man who thrives on control, and his latest plan is no exception. With a new free clinic under construction, a project that's become the talk of the town, EJ sees an opportunity to cement his influence. But to pull it off, he needs Stephanie, the PR genius, on his side. "Stephanie," he began, his voice smooth as silk, "this clinic is more than a building. It's a legacy. And I need someone with your talent to make sure the world sees it my way." Stephanie, ever perceptive, wasn't buying his charm offensive. Her arms crossed, she tilted her head, studying him like a chess player sizing up an opponent. "What's in it for you, EJ?" she asked, her tone sharp. "You don't do anything unless it serves you." EJ's smile didn't waver, but his eyes darkened. He stepped closer, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. "Let's just say I have interests that need protecting. Help me, and you'll have a seat at the table when the dust settles." The implication was clear. EJ's plan went far beyond the clinic, and Stephanie was now a pawn in a game she didn't fully understand. The construction site, with its cranes and scaffolding, loomed in the background like a metaphor for the precarious balance of power in Salem. Stephanie's role as PR lead for the clinic puts her in a delicate position. She's passionate about the project, believing it could bring real change to the community. But EJ's involvement casts a shadow over her optimism. His cryptic hints about interests and protection suggest a deeper agenda, one that could jeopardize everything she's working for. Will Stephanie play along with EJ's scheme, or will she find a way to outsmart him? The stakes are high, and in Salem, trust is a luxury no one can afford. Chad's confession, a heart heavy with secrets. In a quieter, but no less poignant moment, Chad DiMera opened his heart to Kat Green, revealing a burden that's been weighing on him like an anchor. The setting was intimate, a dimly lit corner of the Brady pub, where the hum of conversation provided a shield for their private exchange. Chad's usual confidence was gone, replaced by a vulnerability that caught Kat off guard. "It's something Thomas said," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's eating me up inside." Thomas, Chad's young son, has always been a source of joy, but today, his words carried a weight that Chad couldn't shake. What did Thomas say? Was it a child's innocent observation, or something far more significant? Chad's haunted expression suggested the latter. As he spoke, his hands fidgeted with a napkin, tearing it into tiny pieces, a physical manifestation of the turmoil within. Kat, ever empathetic, reached out, her touch grounding him. "Whatever it is, Chad, you don't have to carry it alone," she said softly. But Chad's confession wasn't just about unburdening himself. It hinted at a deeper truth, one that could ripple through Salem and affect everyone he loves. Was Thomas's revelation tied to the DiMera family's secrets? Or was it something personal, a wound from Chad's past that refuses to heal? Kat's presence offered a flicker of hope, but the shadows in Chad's eyes told a different story. This moment of vulnerability was a stark contrast to the power struggles and corporate games playing out elsewhere, reminding us that, even in Salem's chaos, the human heart remains the most unpredictable force of all. The storm gathers in Salem. As the sun set over Salem on September 23, 2025, the town was anything but calm. Maggie's battle with Tony, the chaos at Titan, EJ's shadowy schemes, and Chad's heavy-hearted confession wove a tapestry of drama that left us all on edge. Each storyline was a thread in a larger narrative, one where loyalty, ambition, and secrets collide with devastating consequences. Maggie's stand against Tony was a testament to the strength of family ties, but it also highlighted the fragility of trust in a town where everyone has an agenda. The Titan takeover, with its warring factions, exposed the raw ambition that drives Salem's power players, while EJ's manipulation of Stephanie reminded us that nothing in this town is ever what it seems. And Chad's quiet moment with Kat? It was a poignant reminder that even the strongest among us carry burdens that can break them. What's next for Salem? Will Maggie outwit Tony, or will the DiMera legacy claim another victory? Can Brady, Philip, Alex, and Xander find common ground, or will Titan crumble under their rivalry? Will Stephanie uncover EJ's true motives before it's too late? And what secret is tearing Chad apart, a secret that could change everything? Stay tuned, dear viewers, because the drama in Salem is only heating up. If you loved today's recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with the TV Days Drama Digest channel. We'll be back with more twists, turns, and heart-stopping moments from Days of Our Lives.